While I paint, I feel restless. Hello wonderful people and welcome. I am Lana and on this channel I present to you my personal art, adventures, reviews and tests. So in this video I wanted to share some of my thoughts while I paint with watercolor on wood. It's a process I didn't do often in this form. It's actually something I try out and a process I try to improve. A few weeks ago I published a video on my improved process on how to paint using gouache on wood. What I do is mostly realistic animals, sometimes botanicals, and very rarely portraits. And while I have some practice painting all of it, I feel like I have to have more to improve. I do draw and sketch to get to know the subject. I test my paints thoroughly and share the results in my formed opinion. I do test them for lightfastness and have created a free and searchable watercolor database. The link is down below. And while I think that my skills aren't basic anymore, I still don't feel like I have figured it all out. Although I have tried many techniques, know how to handle paint and water and fix mistakes that can happen to anyone, the reason why I still feel like I'm not there yet, restless, is because art offers so much more. A whole world to discover to anyone who dares. And what makes artists go is, in my opinion, passion. In my head is a swarm of bees with voices, and every single one is summing about something. Ideas are being born, while other projects are still in the making. It's all growing, developing, moving. I feel restless because I want to do it all. I want to paint watercolor and gouache, and draw and try different surfaces, see how colors age and implement it in my art. I want to try color combinations, be subtle and be bold. I want to show life and lights and darks. To give a glimpse at what catches my eye, what my mind urges me to paint. It is completely random. There are images before my inner eye that I want to put on paper, and in many cases it works out. But sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. It's okay to toss a piece that you can't save and start with a new one. It's okay to try and save it still. Don't bother what others think about your art or your process. It's all yours and yours only. Many do think a lot about the subject of their art, about the customers and, the lightfastness. But honestly, if you create and enjoy it, who should care? Whether you draw mangas or comics, portraits, landscapes, animals, it's totally up to you. As long as you enjoy it, that's fine. By drawing and painting, we improve. By testing new things, we improve. But should it feel forced? No. Do I buy anything I come across? Never. I choose. I choose supplies that I feel would fit to my art style, and I think that's important to learn. And if you find joy in using non-lightfast colors, do so. I have seen so many worn out to use opera, etc., which is such an amazing eye-catching color to use. There are many artists who use it nonetheless, because conservation is not the artist's job, and we all should loosen up and lose some of our anxiety and just enjoy. I kind of have stopped worrying after I had a piece I painted with fugitive colors in my living room for a year and it hardly faded. My art is not supposed to hang in the desert unprotected, and those who purchase have a duty to care for it too. I also don't feel like my art is made to last centuries. I'm not there yet, and probably never will be. So why should I tell others, especially beginners, not to use certain colors? I form an opinion about brands though. Because of different qualities and properties, the paints might just not perform well or be suited for a certain style. Before I form these opinions, I like to test and paint though, just to be sure, just to see if it will work out. Swatching alone doesn't give me enough info on behavior of the paints. I have my favorites that I go back to, sure. And sometimes I feel like going back to the basics and use a simple pencil instead for everything. Admittedly, I didn't go fully basic with this one, but I kind of did when it comes to choosing my palette. It's a simple true primary, try it. Color mixing is a skill and it takes some practice to learn and understand, but it's so handy. With those 3 colors I can mix anything I want. It's presented in a very special way too. This is a handmade palette that I purchased from Sarah. Her partner carved it from stone and I fell in love with it once I saw it in her Etsy shop. She also sent me a mixing palette, so now I have a full set of these very special palettes. They're just perfect for the simple times, where I want to use the primaries only. If you're curious about these, I'll have a link down below too. Just a random note. The mixing space is amazing and doesn't stain for me. Having these little projects helps to calm my mind. It doesn't help with the restlessness, but it doesn't have to. The bees in my head are summing and I can hear them making new plans. There are some papers to test and palettes, some that I'm excited about myself. And then there are ideas that I don't know how to finish. Will it look good? I don't know. How will I do it? Well, let's try something out. I enjoy this time where I don't know where I'm going, but it's moving forward still. I don't know where I'm going to end up, and that's what adventures are about. Art is one for me, and I don't know where I'll go next, but I'm curious to find out where my mind will carry me. I'm sorry for this little chaotic but personal video. There are things I wanted to share and wanted everyone to know that it's okay to be on this journey and to practice, to not know and to learn. It's okay to try out and make mistakes and improve. It's okay to not have a style, because it's something you grow into with practice and improvement. And it's okay to experiment, to use your supplies and to paint on that precious paper you might want to use for your special pieces. The next one could be it, and you just don't know yet. And of course it's okay and needed to share your art, to seek feedback if you want it and learn from it. I regularly take courses to learn and improve. Sometimes they're not helpful at all, and sometimes it's like a whole new world that opens up to me. New ideas are formed. My adventure is mine only. I hope that you have yours too and enjoy your creative time. All the best to you, my friends. I don't know why I wanted to paint a crab on this one, but I think it turned out okay. Gouache does, for sure, provide more vivid colors due to the opacity, while watercolor stays softer and is a little dulled down by the watercolor ground. What do you think? Would you like to have a tutorial for watercolor on wood and have all the steps explained? Let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful and creative day, everyone, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!